Danger, danger. Interesting pull-up session at the park at 4 in the morning this morning. The moon is out, it's beautiful. I wasn't the first person at the park today. There were several other people here before me today. There were about 3 gentlemen just hanging out inside the baseball diamond while Garrison and I play baseball all the time, and they were having a conversation with each other under the stars. And as I came into the park, they were speaking loudly. And when I came and started doing my pull-ups with my music, they began speaking softly. So I'm curious what they were talking about, but the question is, of course, are they finishing up their day or they're starting their day early? I kind of hope that they were starting their day early, up and at 'em and doing good things, trying to make the world a better place. And speaking of that, one of my hallmarks with regards to my poetry in the park, this is the poem that I wrote yesterday, and it's looking like it's holding up pretty good. We're not supposed to get any more rain until Sunday, so this one might stick around a little bit. Now, I always have sidewalk chalk in my car, and as I was doing my 175 pull-ups this morning, I was thinking of another poem to write on the sidewalk. But one of my habits now is a 4-line poem does not quite use up all the chalk of one stick. There's usually like a little bit left, like an inch or so in the nub. And what I do is I put that little nub on the dot of Mrgrrr.com. And the hope is that someone takes that little nub and uses it to make the world a better place. And that came to fruition. Now, it's hard to see because the sun is hiding behind all the clouds, but this says, I believe in the Queen's English, today I choose to live. Now, I cannot make out who wrote that. Does that say Keith? Or Carly? Man, I need the light of day. It looks like a K, or is that a Y? But anyway, somebody picked up my chunk of chalk and decided to leave a little bit of wisdom on the streets here at Washington Park. And yeah, unknown poet, today I choose to live. It's 1 minute before my trio of trolls start their shift on WIXX this Friday morning. It's 1 minute before Iron Mike is probably on his rowing machine, and I gotta try to find the popsicle stick. There it is. There it is. There it is. It says, good for one Buster Bar at the 450 South Commercial only, per Jason, the manager. So I gotta go try to deliver this. There we go. Let's get it moving. The Y is officially open. It seems like the Y opens up earlier than 5 o'clock because there's always a ton of people in there before everything even gets started in there. So now I'm trying to transition myself. There's some bright lights there. When I go back to work, I'm not going to have an hour in the morning to do my pull-ups. I'm not going to have an hour to do laps in the pool. I'm not going to have an hour to lift weights in the weight room. 3 hours of working out in the morning has been absolutely fantastic for me, and I feel like I'm in the top 1% of old people, to say the least. But when I go back to work, I'm going to have to cut that routine in half. So it's going to be half hour of pull-ups, half hour of swimming in the pool, and a half hour of lifting weights. That'll be good, as long as I make sure to get some stuff in at work too. So I don't see Iron Mike in the window. But every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, that rowing machine is where he is. So I think I'm just gonna hang out here for a minute and watch the window and then deliver a Buster bar. Now this is just the saddest story I've ever told. Mike is not here in front of his window rowing and inspiring everybody that walks into the YMCA today because his rowing machine is gone. I've looked all over the YMCA, up, down, sideways. There's this rowing machine here, but this is not Mike's rowing machine because this one has an interface to let you know how many miles you have rowed. The old school one that was over here had nothing like that. All you had was your mind to keep you occupied. And that's the way Mike likes it, and that's the way Mrgrrr likes it. So, excuse me, sir. Have you seen a missing rowing machine?
I have not.
Like, this is Mike's rowing machine, and we gotta find Mike's rowing machine because every time I come into the Y in the morning, I see Mike rowing on this machine, and it's just not the same without him being here. So.
I haven't been here in a couple weeks, so it was
Okay.
the last time.
Yeah, me too. So I'm a little bit sad. Now the good news is all my sleuthing and hunting around the YMCA has not cost me a lap at the pool if I hurry up and get down there, and I'm not trying to videotape anybody doing their laps or their water aerobics or even capture the lifeguard on duty because, hey, that's not what I'm about. In fact, I wish I had my wallet so the gentleman that walked into my last video could have got $2 for being a stand-in. So I'll have to go back and look at that video footage and see if I need to edit that out of my daily video. Because I really do not like videotaping people without their consent. That's not what I'm about. But that guy was full of positivity. He was full of energy and kindness, and you can tell that people that get up at 4:30 in the morning to work out are trying to make themselves a better person, and when they do that, they make the world a better place. So thumbs up to everybody that does that. So all right, the good news of the story is I delivered the custom-made Buster bar stick to Michael, who was rowing on a rowing machine sitting no less than 2 feet away from the yellow Santa Claus sleigh that is going to hopefully slay my legs and maybe actually put some meat on those chicken legs of mine because, well, these things are just pathetic. But they're not going to get more meaty and less chickeny sitting here squawking on about it. So it's time to get into that pool. Well, I got the 411 on the lady at the front desk at the YMCA that the rowing machine that used to be here might be gone for good. It's still in the building. We need to save it.